Hi there, collective. It's me, Priscilla B. And this will be my final shadow reading for a while. I did my Shadow Queen series. I did soulmate messages from the shadow dream world. I did shadow readings for all the signs. So check out your playlists. There's some good messages from your shadow in there, and your soulmate shadow too, which is very interesting. But yeah, I mean, I am all shadowed out now. So this will be my final shadow reading for a while. I want to focus a little bit more on gossip and drama. I know, interesting, right? It's not what tarot is supposed to be about. But that's what I'm going to do because I just feel like that's what I'm being called to do. So you can judge me if you want to, but I will definitely be talking some shit in my next readings. All right, so to finish up this shadow collection for everyone, thank you also so much for everyone who has viewed my videos. For those of you who've left a like, thank you so much. It definitely gives me a boost of confidence and reassurance that I am on the right path. If you would like a personal shadow, dream, soulmate reading, or all three, let me know. Comment on this video. I'll leave my email in the description. It's just I haven't had much luck with getting some personal readings. So I just feel like at this time it's going to be in my best interest to switch it up a little bit and do something a little bit different. Yeah, anyways, I do appreciate all the views and the subscriptions, and I hope you watch the new videos that are going to be coming out soon. But just there's so much information that needs to be shared, and a shadow reading isn't really like the, I guess, best way of describing what my plans are for the messages that I receive from spirit and source. And yeah, so, I love doing shadow readings. I love, decoding dreams and all that, but there's just another side to the equation that I really want to touch base on. So yes, I hope you check them out. I hope you watch them. Okay, so I'm nervous, obviously. So to close out this reading, I thought it'd be really cool to draw one last Destiny of Door Oracle card. Also, check out your Make-A-Wish readings because they're all about the doors of destiny and your wishes coming true and wish fulfillment. So manifesting that abundance, right, that we all need so badly these days, especially me. Okay. But yeah, anyways, so Door of Destiny. So let's see what the Door of Destiny wants to reveal. Okay. So we have the Door of Awakening, enlightenment, transformation, self-awareness, and spiritual growth. Okay, this Door of Awakening. All right, so I love it. I'm here for it. Okay, collective. I mean, you're not the kind of collective that is like, going out of your way to like stir up some drama or something. You're very like aware. You're very self-aware of what's going on around you these days. Okay. And even in your dream world, I feel like a lot of you are very lucid, okay? And what that means is like you're very aware that you're in a dream, but you're just like, WTF, because you're like, this is a dream, right? Like, no, obviously it's a dream. yeah, there is something happening here for you in the like romantic aspect, or the, getting involved and being intimate with somebody here. And we have bliss. Okay. So there's definitely someone here that wants to be with you physically, intimately. And this person keeps appearing in your dreams. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, I don't know. Like your shadow knows. So let's find out. Okay, yeah, we've got the Four of Swords, Eight of Wands, Five of Cups. Wow. Okay. Well, Four of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Okay, right away I can tell that you've had your fair share of like rejection and letdown and heartbreak. The Eight of Wands tells me that you are pretty much a unicorn. You're a very rare species. But I also feel with that, you need to be around other unicorns. Like sometimes you're around certain types of people or energies or places or things that are sort of draining you of your unicornness, like your rareness, your specialty. Um, so looking and expanding more on that, this does make you feel very alone though at times. You don't, like, you're not alone obviously, but it definitely makes you feel alone because the heartbreak and the rejection is a lot emotionally at times. So let's take a look here at this Four of Swords. Okay. um Yes, happily never after. Okay, that's like the perfect way to describe it. It's like you're a unicorn, you know that there's like this rareness to you, there's this uniqueness to you, but then you end up, I feel like, being taken for granted. And then the happiness that you were hoping for, the romance that you were hoping for, just even basic like decency that you were hoping, respect that you were hoping for, is not reciprocated. Okay, like it's a waste of these people's time. They just like want one thing from you, and you're just like, really? Like, come on now. Not even a friendship. Wow. Okay. So, right, we're friends, right? I get that all the time. I'm just like, that's not what a friend is. That's not what a friend does. Okay. So Four of Swords, happily never after. Four is the number of stability. Swords are the suit of mind. It is calmness and quiet that we enjoy when mentally balanced. Yet, even the surface water is bound to be touched by wind sooner or later. The mind is an ebb and flow of thought, realization, logic, and knowledge. A woman sleeps, or does she? A man approaches her beside wearing dastardly gloves. Ugh, gross. Okay. Um, All right. So, can you accept the truth when it stares you in the face? How do you adapt when stability is threatened? What happens when the story you cherished, loved, and believed it doesn't work anymore? Old stories are dying. The new narratives must unravel. It is the nature of evolution. All things want to grow. You have the means of protection at hand. You have the power to adapt to any situation once your mind is made up. Trust your inner voice. Hear the inner whispers speaking truth in your ears. Know what you know. React accordingly and sleep well. Okay, the meaning here is a need for new stories, narratives, and unique ideas. Balanced and logical thoughts rest with a plan for action. Just when everything is settled, something comes along to provoke you in new and interesting ways. Trust what you know instead of what you see. Yep, yuppers. Okay, shadow. What happens when we realize the bedrock of personal stories and agreed upon narratives no longer work? Will you cling to outdated mythology because it's comfortable? Or will you pick up all available tools and move boldly into a future of your own making? So many of the stories we were told belong to an older generation with their own unique needs and circumstances. Evolving consciousness invites fresh perspectives. What do you still believe? What needs to change? Okay. Uh, I sound like a mom. Okay. I am a mom. But yeah, I mean, like it sucks to hear that people are trying to like write your story for you. And I think what's happening a lot of the times when you are in your dream world and you're feeling lucid and awake and like you're fully there, feeling everything, seeing everything, you also get to see the things you don't like. Fun. Um, those things are there as a reminder of what needs to be eliminated. Your shadow's like, time for an elimination. Time to vote someone off the island, okay? Um, but yeah, I mean, shout out to Survivor fans out there. But like, you have to understand that what you're experiencing right now, what you're going through right now, is the awakening, okay? So it's not meant to like say like you're already past the awakening, you've already done it all, blah blah, you're now settled, you're resting. It's trying to get you to that space where you can rest and you can sleep well because you removed all that stuff, all that toxic energy, all those people's projections. You removed them out of your life, out of your environment, out of your energetic field, out of your dream world, out of your subconscious, out of your unconsciousness. The only way to do that, really, like from a spiritual aspect, is to um, bring it to the conscious world. When you awake and you get a text message from some psycho, been there. Um, when that happens, okay, block that person. If you don't want to like be rude, okay, and you want to take a kind of easy approach to it with them, let them down easy. Let them know, like, I'm not here for that, and then you move forward, okay, and you go about your business, you go about your day, you have a good time, okay? You don't stay stuck in the energy that's trying to pull you into their own toxic emotional tornado, twister, whatever they want to call it, of emotions, okay? So I think really here the Eight of Wands is really going to be like very crucial because it's your peeps, it's your people. I can't believe I just said that. That sounded really like mom cringe, okay? But yeah, this is your tribe, this is your soul family, okay? And you really, oh my god, I'm embarrassing myself. Okay, you really want to just like be around people that get your vibe. Okay, that's the best way to describe it. That gets your energy, that gets your flow, that gets what you're about. Okay, and that's gonna be other unicorns. Okay, like it is. It's gonna be other unicorns, and if they don't fly with you, then they don't fly with you. Not everyone's a unicorn. Okay, sad truth there. Um, you know, um, so looking at this Eight of Wands and moving past the energy that's like some creepy dude with weird, creepy, dirty gloves trying to creep on you. Okay, whoa. We're moving now into this Eight of Wands energy, and I love the Wands suit in the deck and the tarot because it's something. Awakening is about like a spark, okay, and igniting that spark and building the flame and watching it grow and burn away all of this other stuff that's not helping you, that's not serving you, that's not working for you, okay, that's not even just getting along with you, okay. Like, forget teamwork makes the dream work for a minute, and let's just focus on us all living peacefully and calmly and positively. Like, just saying. Okay. So Eight of Wands, mermaid's dream. Mermaids and sirens are slippery sexual creatures who reflect unconscious depths. They carry the potency and power of water and are vast and powerful. Inhabiting seas, rivers, and harbors, mermaids reflect the female embodiment of attraction and danger, luring males to their depths. The mermaid represents the human capacity for longing. The reclined mermaid expresses our own naked vulnerability. She remains exposed and open as she sends out her personal desire, each intention embodied in the wands shooting out above her. She casts a spell and makes her intentions known. This card is your energy in action. The Eight of Wands is a space between wish and culmination. It is the call and response of the universe. Prayers are sent. Forces are set in motion. It is impossible to see where intentions will land. It is too late to alter their course. You've done all you can for the moment. Sit with patience and wait for the situation to develop. Okay? And you're a mermaid. I mean, unicorns, mermaids, it's like you embody this like magical, fiery, soulful goddess energy. Okay? And men who find that attractive and want to be around you, okay, or male energy, masculine energy, whatever it is, like, you know, like it's nice to feel like attention that's positive and reinforcing, but we also know the sad truth as well, don't we, ladies? Okay. We also know the sad shadow side to that, and that is a controlling, manipulative, you know, emotionally unavailable, but has plenty of emotions they want us to know about, right? Type of energy, right? And we are just like, no, thank you. And keep that to yourself, okay? So the kind of energy that you're looking for, or that you are feeling, or you know, experiencing, you're not even like looking. I would say, I think the universe is just kind of like look and see over here for a minute, and stop looking over here, because whatever energy you were putting over here is going to the wrong people, the wrong group. Okay, you need to start a new a new community. Okay. But anyways, so shadow, do you sit back and wait for people to do things for you, right? Not taking action is still an action. What holds you back? What action can you take? What intention can you set right now? Remember the witch's karmic rule. What you put out into the world will return to you. Okay? And I feel like what you've been putting out in the world is all this love, all this positivity. You're trying to get things done. You're trying to be responsible. You're trying to be respectful. You are a working part of the collective, a working part of a community. The thing is that whatever community you were a part of up until now has left you feeling depleted of energy, depleted of resources, lack of support. And I feel like that community was so like, I don't need, like, completely like unaware of reality, you know, like literally like so delusional. Okay, not accepting truth, not accepting reality, playing victim. And you were kind of like this like loving, beautiful, nurturing energy for so long, that when it came your turn to be like, okay, I'm feeling a little depleted, you know, I could use a little help. And then you get these like harsh comments back to you. You get like people judging you. It's like, what? Excuse me? Like, oh my God, I don't even like, ugh, gross, barf. Okay, so Five of Cups. So Five of Cups. This is about sadness. Yep, you were feeling like the mermaid that's very sad, sitting by the water, feeling hopeless, feeling depleted of energy, of resources, not feeling love, not feeling support. You're two adorable little light fairies here. You know, these could be like your ancestors or something in your dream world. You know, they're trying to let you know, like, you don't deserve this. You know, you deserve to feel happy. You deserve to feel loved. You deserve to feel supported. Okay? So the bunny shudders. She sadly looks upon three spilled cups from which ruby blood flows. All right, yeah. So, like, with this sadness, okay, was the blood poisoned to begin with? Did it require leaching? Will you return to more of what ails you? Okay, your addiction will always be fed as long as you desire it. Will you walk away from it this time? The Five of Cups contains healing medicine if administered wisely. It reflects the challenge of the emotions and its root issues returning to haunt us. The biggest challenge is thinking we actually are our emotions. Cravings and imaginings are temporal as ocean waves. The bunny has forgotten the wisdom of the magician, who controls the inner experience of life through detachment and observation. Feel the emotion, but do not identify with it. All things will pass. Once a challenge is met, integrated, and completely understood, the experience of life is illuminated with new possibility. An emotional state returns to haunt you. Heal your soul by looking at yourself honestly. Addiction and sadness, depression, inherited cycles of emotional trauma. There is a loss, but only because nothing lasts forever. The present challenge holds an opportunity for you to change old emotional patterns and habits once and for all. Now is your opportunity to change the cycle forever and break free. Now, your shadow wants you to know, if you wear sadness like a cloak of or badge of honor, it will define you. Sadness can define the ego as well as success or peace. Look deeper. What is the payoff of living in addiction? What needs healing? And that's the thing. Your shadow is literally showing you people in your dreams that are operating from a place of sadness as like this victim mentality. They're using it as an excuse for all their nasty things that they're saying and doing to you. And they're using their addictions as well. And your shadow doesn't want you to be a part of that. Like, if you're going to have an addiction, you're going to have an addiction. Fine, cool, whatever. But just don't have an addiction and then blame me for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference, okay? There's accountability, and then there's, I don't know, whatever the opposite of accountability is. Zero accountability, immature, emotionally unavailable, lack of emotional intelligence, okay, to put it nicely. All right, so with that being said, you're obviously not going to stay being around people who, like, annoy the hell out of you with their antics, okay? You're not, like, being paid to sit around and listen to them talk about, like, nothing but nonsense all day. So change the cycle forever and break free, really, is the main message here, okay? Once that happens, your Knight of Swords appears, your King of Wands appears, and you're no longer feeling the betrayal and the heartache of being around people who just are constantly hurting you and projecting their BS onto you, okay? Your Knight of Swords is also someone who is, like, not, like, messing around with you. Like, they're serious about you. It might seem like, maybe this isn't, like, someone who directly knows you either. This is just, like, an energy of someone who, like, has already, like, done the work and can already collectively say that they understand you and, like, your energy and your presence and what you want, and give it to you, okay? And I'm not saying you have a personal connection with this person. It could be, like, a sort of, like, professional thing. It could be, like, someone who like, just, I don't know, like, let's find out. I'm gonna stop speculating here. Okay, so your Knight of Swords, yeah, this is definitely after a lot of, like, heartache and betrayal, a lot of backstabbing. Again, like, that's not what we're here for. Like, you show up to the party, you show up to the event, you show up to the special occasion, okay, and you're like, I'm here to have a good time, and then all of a sudden you're being attacked. It's like, yikes. Okay, didn't realize this was pin the tail on the collective here. Okay, like, we can sit here all day and talk about, like, how that's not what we're doing, but I'd rather just not even bother to show up anymore. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is the fighter. Okay, this is someone who's got your back, who fights for you. This is an energy that I'm talking about. I mean, if you know someone who's willing to do this for you, like, that's great. That's amazing. Like, let me know who they are. give them my number, so I can have them, come to, special family events with me. But anyways, so the fighter. The Knight of Swords stands ready for a fight. Ravens flock to his side to aid his quest. They reflect his high mind and rapid energy. He is filled with the conviction of ideas. His set mind will not be dissuaded. The Knight of Swords succeeds at his goals quickly and subtly. He holds the strength of conviction. He is a thinker who analyzes the situation at hand. Yet once his mind is made up, he reaches the point of no return. The Knight of Swords speaks to what crosses his mind. His bluntness is sometimes taken for rudeness. An opinionated orator and debater, he is critical when others fail to see his point of view. Cleverness overtaking the situation, speaking one's mind, a message is on the way, expressing complex ideas, talking your way out of a situation, a fierce poker face and a brilliant gamer. Focus on the positive, elegance and natural speed, a winning argument. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like, you get like stuck, or I feel like collectively there's like a lot of us that get stuck around people who just want to argue all the time and just want to debate things all the time and just want to like have their opinion, the only opinion that matters. And it's really annoying, and it's really time consuming, and it's really energetically annoying and draining. So like, for whoever or whatever thing, person, place, or thing that is doing this to you constantly, that is constantly putting you in this like place where you have to argue your point all the time, call on your Knight of Swords. Be like, you know what? I actually don't want to talk to you about this, so I'm going to send someone else to do it for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can call in whoever has your back, to sort of like speak on your behalf at times, like an advocate. Okay. But it's like, I just want to say, it's like, you're not being forced to deal with certain energies. Like, if it's like a playful game, or like if it's like mutual and you've already agreed to it, and it's like some kind of like, bickery type of flirty like energy sort of thing, back and forth, there's a little tension there. I won't get too explicit. That's fine, right? That's like okay. But when it turns into somebody who's like literally trying to control every aspect of your life and not even allow you to have a life, and literally just like lock you up, throw away the key on your emotions, on your feelings, on your voice, on your dreams, on your goals, that's not okay. And that's not up for debate. And that's not up for discussion, really. So your shadow is basically telling you cruel and manipulative, a bad boy who leaves behind broken hearts, promises unkept, dangerous youth who won't take no for an answer, compulsive fighter, brawler, happy to spout opinions, too smart for one's own good. And that's what you got to worry about, okay? And I feel like for a lot of you, there is that type of energy that keeps getting thrown at you, and you're like, I don't remember like signing up for this. Like, I don't know, is there like an imaginary contract somewhere? But like, that's the thing though, is like, you don't sign up for that. But they want you to think that like you deserve that type of personality or that type of energy from them, because they don't even respect themselves, quite honestly. Sad but true. So you have to just like be like, I love myself way too much. I respect myself way too much to be involved in that nonsense. Okay. And then we have the King of Wands. Okay. So on a good day, you could be getting like a lot of positive reinforcements, but what your shadow is trying to tell you is that you're not getting enough positive reinforcements in your life. Okay? It's trying to show you what you deserve versus what you don't deserve. And that's what the awakening is all about. Okay? So looking at this King of Wands, and then we'll close out the reading. Yeah. Yeah. There's so many guys out there who are like, I'm a bad boy. And I'm just like, I don't think you know what a bad boy is. Like a bad boy in the sense where you're like flirty and funny and playful, or which is nice. Or the bad boy that doesn't keep promises, is all talk, no show. Um, like as a player, like, because then I'm good. I'm Gucci. I don't need you. Like, I'm good. So your King of Wands, okay? The King of Wands is a dominating and commanding personality. He is mature, keyword there, mature, masculine expression of fire. He exhibits the incendiary charisma of a movie star and possesses a wicked sense of humor. So I don't know if any of you have ever like listened to the audio stories on this app called Quinn. It's like smut, okay? And it's really interesting, okay? I'm not gonna lie, it's really interesting. And there are a lot of like celebrities, actors that, and there's even like some like new people, like new up and coming like voices of like entertainment that do these like stories about like having encounters. Dot dot dot. You can fill in the blanks there, and a lot of the voices of them are like very like mature, masculine expression of like fire and chemistry, and it's like really good stuff. Definitely recommend you checking that out. But like that's the thing here is like he demonstrates easy authority. See what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between that and then a guy, a grown ass man, okay, that you are not in a relationship with, okay, telling you what to do. Yeah, I know. Mind blown. Or like telling you who to bring your own children around. Like, okay, whoa, crossed the line a little bit there, didn't you? Maybe, scoot back a bit. But anyways, your shadow, it just like is here to remind you like that is not what you want. That is not what you need. Not unless that far away. Stop. Just don't even entertain that. Don't even be around that. And make it clear, make it known. Like I am not here for that. Like that boundaries. Okay, so going back to the King of Wands, that like is actually like someone who's normal and decent. Um, his enthusiasm spreads like a brush fire. He's open to new ideas and willing to accept help and collaborations to bring his visions to reality. He embraces showmanship, performs stunts, and attracts attention everywhere he goes. The King of Wands does what it takes to further his cause. An original thinker who is proud to stand apart from the crowd. He believes deeply in using his energy to spark ideas, efforts, and creative projects of others. Spiritual leaders and gurus carry wand fire. His challenge is being overbearing and anxious if he feels undermined. Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, in order for that not to happen, the person that's carrying this energy needs to be balanced. And when they're not balanced, they try to project that onto others. And there's a whole like group of people, there's a whole collective energy of people that like always are working towards staying balanced, always working towards staying in harmony and in rhythm with the universe and creativity and passion and all of that beautiful energy that life has to offer us. And it makes us feel alive, and it makes us feel seen, it makes us feel heard. There's another energy that's exact opposite of that, and it's such a drain. It's honestly a bore, and it needs to, like, sorry, but please F off, okay? Thank you. Have a nice day. Like, you don't even need to be that polite about it. I feel like, okay. So the meaning here is a person who enjoys expressing power, courage in the face of adversity, the strength to challenge oneself. Exhaustive energy sometimes requires a break. Leadership and organizational ability, dazzling charisma, inspiring the crowd. The shadow side here, now this is the important part that a lot of you have probably been dealing with lately and been seeing in your dreams. Danger abounds in repressed wand energy. This person is, or people, or places, or things, okay? But mainly people, um, is repressed. Okay? They are repressed. So what happens when they're repressed for so long? Explosive energy turned inward, self-destructive tendencies, dictator or authoritarian-like control, victimhood, blaming others for personal problems, lack of personal responsibility, a danger to oneself and others. Let emotion pass. Take a breath. Phone a friend. Your friend, your Knight of Swords. There you go. Okay? So the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords, these are your friends. Okay? This is the energy that's there to be like, I got you. Okay? The thing is, when you're dreaming, you aren't seeing enough of that. And that's because your shadow wants you to find it within yourself first. And once you find that within yourself, then you will start to see it manifest and show up in other ways consciously, because you're showing up for yourself. Okay? And it sucks, but yes, you have been around very emotionally repressed types of people that just love projecting their stuff onto you. Okay? And it sucks. It does suck. But you are breaking free from that. Okay? And you are phoning a friend and you are getting the hell out of Dodge. Okay? So, that being said, I'm going to finish up this reading here with the Citadel cards. Okay? And then I have some messages from nature, spirit, and magic. Okay? Oh, and I guess I'll just... Okay, I have a crow message for you. Okay? 2 crow messages. Okay? From the shadow world. Okay, so finishing this off, we have the Sentinel, determination and certainty. There's your shield to protect you. Okay? Think of it as like an immunity idol. It's your shield to protect you from the not so nice people. Okay? The adventurer, responsibility, and expectations. Yes, you have an adventurous spirit. Okay? But it's time for you, because you have responsibilities and there are expectations on you, but a lot of them have been unfair and unjust lately, and that's what's making you crave and want adventure even more. And in order to go on your adventures, in order to have a good time, in order to explore all that this beautiful, amazing world, which is an exaggeration, but all that life has to offer, like, sounds too good to be true, right? But there are amazing opportunities, okay? And there is adventure for you to have, okay? It just requires you to put up these boundaries and to put up this shield and to say, I'm good, thanks, but no thanks. I don't want what you're selling today, because what you're selling is bad, okay? It stinks because it's bullshit. And there's a volcano erupting too. So there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion wanting to just come out. It just needs to be given the opportunity. And the only way that you're going to be able to give yourself the opportunity to go out on these adventures and explore the world and live your life is if you leave behind people, places, and things that are trying to keep you from doing what you love and what you want and what your heart desires and what your shadow is telling you. You desperately need to leave these other people behind, because they are not helping. If anything, they're making things worse for you, because they don't know how to deal with their own shit, and they want you to deal with it for them. The enchanter, deception and trickery. Yep. And the diviner, divine timing and evolution. Alchemist, balance, invention, and destruction. Yep. And the vengeance, overcoming slights, a choice. There's all these good things coming your way. Okay? A lot of people have been deceiving you recently. They've been playing nasty tricks on you. You are going to just enchant your way right out of that. Like, you're going to just be like, goodbye. Okay? Divine timing and evolution. You've planted the seed, and now you're watching as it grows, and Um, you know, it's sprouting up. It's a little sprout there, so it's not fully grown yet. But that's what this awakening is all about. Okay? And then the alchemist, yeah, you're the only way to receive balance, the only way to receive invention and is through, you know, getting rid of the old stuff and throwing it away because you don't really need it. And it's destructive. So you have to separate yourself from people who have destructive tendencies and start finding balance again and inventing new ways of like getting out of that situation. Okay? And the vengeance, overcoming slights, a choice. Yeah. A lot of people have vengeful spirits. A lot of them want to project their own feelings of guilt and shame onto you and do vengeful things. We're not here for that. You have a choice to make, right? And there is a part of you that's like, there are certain things I know you probably want to say to this person that has been awful to you. But again, it's like, what, like, I think the kindest thing to say in this type of situation where you have someone who's constantly attacking you and you're just like, I don't even like know this person. And what I do know is not great. But like the best thing to do is just like say, I'm sorry, but like I cannot trust this person, and unless this person gives me a reason to trust them again, I just cannot be around them. And that's a perfectly good, normal, fine thing to say. Okay? Um, so yeah, so that being said, we have renewal, embrace renewal as a chance to start fresh. It rejuvenates your spirit and outlook. And then we have love. Celebrate love in all its forms. It nurtures connections, brings joy to the heart. See? So at the start of this, you were awakening, you were realizing that you don't need to stay around people and places and things that are just draining you and bringing you down. And that's going to be where you find your most love and your most bliss and your most happiness. You're going to be feeling renewed, refreshed, restored. And it does take moving past this energy that was holding you back before. And thank God you have a shadow to be like, look, these people are not healthy for you. And I would know because, like, the shadow knows all about the toxic, disrespectful, abusive natures of people. And it's really there to remind you of that, so that you don't fall into that trap of being around people like that. And you start to protect yourself and you start to separate yourself from that little by little. And it's called an awakening because it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a week or a month and maybe not even in a year, but it does happen eventually. And it will happen for you. You're starting to say no to people. You're starting to put up boundaries. You're starting to ask for respect. And if people don't want to respect you, then they're not going to be around you. And that is your right as a human being. So much love to you all, collective. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And I hope to see you, or not see you, but I hope you check out the new videos coming out soon. All right, thanks so much. Bye.